Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Sunday the 11th of February. I hope you're all doing well. My name's Marcy. If you're new here, hello, and if you are returning, thanks a lot. So it's another day in my life type video. So I'm losing weight, following Weightwatchers and calorie counting and doing the 75 soft challenge. So it's day 6 of the challenge and I'm absolutely loving it. It's really helping motivate me to exercise, to drink my water and just take a bit of time out. I'm really enjoying reading again. So yeah, all is well. So yeah, we're going to go down and visit my sister today. She lives just over an hour away. We're going to take my parents with us. She was 50 a couple of days ago. So we're just going to go see her. I'm going to drop her presents off and we're having some food at her house. So that's going to be really nice to see her and the family. And what else? Not much else. I've put a few things together to take for my niece. Just some makeup things and beauty things out of my collection. So I've got so much stuff. So yeah, I'm going to take her a little bundle down. So that'll cheer her up. And I'll show you. Oh, it's been a drama this morning. I wanted to, as part of her present, I wanted to print a photo off of me and her. I bought a frame. I went to print it and literally the printer had just, I've got an eco tank printer, so it's continuous ink, so they don't have cartridges in, and I've not used it for a while, and literally the nozzles were all blocked and no colours, all the colour was pink. I'll show you in a minute how the first photo turned out. So I spent all morning cleaning the heads, realigning all the nozzles and everything, and anyway, it's worked. I'm really pleased. So I've got a really nice photo of us. I'll show you that first. Right, so this is how it turned out originally. I was having an absolute meltdown. Anyway, after much head cleaning and all of that jazz, ta-da, here we are. So I'm really pleased with that. It's really cute. It's just got little bow on with little diamantes. And this is when we were in New York in December. It was our first holiday away as sisters together on our own. It was absolutely brilliant. It was such a special time. So yeah, that's part of her present. So I've printed one off for me as well, actually, and I'm going to put it up in the house somewhere. Hiya. It's now Monday, but I thought I'd just come on and have a quick chat about Sunday, like yesterday, but technically today as you're watching the video. So yeah, I didn't really vlog much because I was going down to see my sister and her family. My mum and dad were there, so obviously I don't want to get everybody in. So it was really lovely seeing them. So what I ate, I had a small amount of boiled rice, and she'd made a chili and a couple of different types of curry as well. So I'd mainly chili, and it was all homemade. It was delicious. So obviously there was your 5% mince in there. There was mixed beans, tomatoes, chili, just all your seasonings. So I don't really think it'd have been that bad. The curry again was a homemade curry, and it was a tomato-based curry, chicken curry, but a tomato-based sauce. Again, all they'd made their own curry paste and everything and flavourings. It was really, really delicious. I did have a very small piece of birthday cake. So it was one of these that was about a 5-layer cake, the thin layers. It was very high, but literally, I wouldn't even say it was more than a centimetre thick. It was a lemon sponge cake with a lemon buttercream on, and I enjoyed that too. I had a small glass of Prosecco and a small glass of wine whilst I was there as well. So that was everything that I had to drink. I did take my water with me. I've got my water again now, and I fell just short of the 3 litres today. I didn't quite get it all in, but it was okay. So all in all, not a bad day, but I haven't really tracked it as such. But I did take a picture or a small clip of the video of what I ate, so I'll just pop that in as well so you can see that. And yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna get on with the rest of my day. You can watch the rest of the vlog, but I think it's gonna be just a very short one today. Right, it is after 10 o'clock and I haven't really done my active recovery for today. So I've been reading around it because obviously it's my first active recovery day on 75 soft, and it can just be anything at all. It's just about having some form of movement in your day, and there's actually no set time on it. So I'm going to do this restorative yoga I think it's about 25-minute class. Is on the Fit app. And again, I get this with my life insurance with Vitality. So I'm going to do this because it links into my life insurance account as well and gives me kind of like reward points for doing the class. So that's what I'm going to do. Right, well, that was really interesting. I did it in my jammies, which is fine because at least I've done something. But gosh, the stretches were so good. My hips are really tight and the stretches were quite painful sometimes, well, in like a good way. Like, I knew they were really being stretched. So I think it's going to be so important for me maybe to do some sort of yoga class once a week, probably on my active rest day. And the fact that it wasn't like, what, 25 minutes, 24 minutes? So that's not bad. It doesn't take up much time. And maybe as I start to get better at it, I'll maybe increase that, or maybe look at doing some Pilates or something as well. But I could feel it in my arms as well. I think that's from my weights. So yeah, I'm definitely feeling like tight from the previous exercises. So I think a good stretch like this is going to be very important for me. So yeah, I did it. It is a book time and we're on to the next chapter, which is the first law, make it obvious. So I'll be back after 10 pages and we'll have a little bit of a chat about tonight's reading. Right, this is the actual chapter. That was just like a cover page. So it's going to be The Man Who Didn't Look Right. Now, in this chapter, there are only 9 pages, but I've checked, and in the next chapter, there are 11 pages. So I'm going to just read this chapter tonight, and I'll read the next chapter tomorrow. So over the 2 nights, that will be my 20 pages. Rather than starting the first page of the next chapter, then leaving it when it's like talking about the next step in the process. So yeah, I'm just going to do that tonight, just read chapter 4 tonight, and I'll read chapter 5 tomorrow. Oh, it's always strange light in here at night. So this chapter was really useful actually, in that it was starting to talk about the cues that are given to us, and that our body, when things are repeated over and over and over again, we recognize them, but unconsciously recognize these things, and then these habits and things that we do are just like a second thought, and it's almost like being on autopilot, whereas you're not fully thinking about what you're doing. So in terms of like your day-to-day life and work and things, this is when mistakes can be made, particularly safety things, things like that, or like me, like just mindlessly eating my chocolate bar because it's kind of what I do. But it's more like recognizing things. We're talking about a paramedic that had thought her father-in-law just looked a bit odd and not right, and says, you need to go to hospital. I don't know what's wrong, but there's something wrong. And it turned out he had to go to theatre, and he was about to have like a massive heart attack. There's a big blockage in one of his main arteries. And this was like a learnt thing that she'd had through years and years of being a paramedic, because she'd gone to so many people that had heart attacks and things, and obviously their pallor and everything was different, and she'd recognise these early signs in her husband and her father-in-law, but she hadn't realised what it was, but she just knew there's something wrong. And it's almost like listening to your gut, and it's suppose it's that learnt behaviour, which is now an unconscious process. But yeah, it's talking about in order to be able to change any habits, you need to be aware of them, and the cues, to identify the cues and things like that. And so they're talking about in Japan, a train system there, and they've got a really good safety record and everything, because they do something that's called, is it point and calling? Is that what it was called? Pointing and calling. It raises your level of awareness from like an unconscious habit to a more conscious level by verbalizing your actions. So by saying something out loud that you're doing, you hear it back, and then it becomes more of a conscious process rather than like a a guard on the platform of the train before the train goes off, doing these checks to make sure the platform's clear of people before the train leaves. If you're just sort of looking and just sort of doing a glance, think, oh yeah. But what they have to do is point and say, the platform is clear. And then that way, so they're doing a physical action. They're looking, doing a physical action of pointing, and they're verbalising it, and then they're hearing it back. Yeah, it's actually really interesting. So yeah, in order to be able to sort of, to be able to start recognising your bad behaviours, so you need to be aware of them first of all, and yeah, you need to sort of change that unconscious thing that you do into more conscious awareness. Oh, wow, that was a complicated explanation. So, yeah, it was quite good. So, tomorrow we're going to be going on to the best way to start a new habit. That's what I want to know. So, yeah, I will see you later. To follow now, I was going to say, is a screenshot of all the food I've eaten. But, guys, let's be honest. I don't know the calories of anything, but all the points, really. So, I've already had a chat with you. Think about that. I've not filmed it yet, but I'm going to have a chat with you about my food today in the morning, and I'll slot it in earlier. So I'll stop talking now. You should have already heard what I was going to say. And points restart in the morning on Monday, which is really good. So I'll be back to my 23 dailies, 28 weeklies. Bang on track, aiming for an 1800 calorie deficit. So on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you, and I'll see you all in the morning. Mwah. Bye, guys.